All right, understand the single most important thing that's happening right now is that people are dying while the United States government and the Canadian government are colluding together to create misinformation for people and power tripping to keep marijuana illegal. And this is an interesting thing. Let's just take it from a medical point of view for a moment, that when you have the FDA putting out information that says, hey man, you can do this and it's going to help you with your problem, but you're going to have all these side effects, okay? One of the reasons the side effects exist is because they're taking natural products and they're turning them into synthetic products. When it becomes a synthetic product, what happens is you have side effects, okay? That's simple. Now, for us, all we've ever asked for was equality. In this process, if you're going to allow cigarettes to be sold over the counter, you need to be able to get marijuana across the counter. It's just that simple. Neither one of them is doing absolutely no harm to people other than possibly if they cough or hold on to hits too long. Those things can damage your lungs. If you're a smart enough person that you can just normally go through your process and just accept this into your body and allow it to connect you with your creator, or you can be an addict and just do it like you do everything else, consume, consume, consume. Those things are on the individual. And we should have the individual right to decide for ourselves whether we want to do it recreationally, which most people started out doing it as. Yet I will tell you that for me, people with MS used to come to me 30 years ago and thank me for taking it upon myself to get them herb so that they could perform as normal functioning people in society, or as close as they had been able to get. Now, folks, that was 30 years ago. Now, that was just people with MS. For myself, you know, I have macular degeneration in one eye. They don't know why it's only in one eye, and I asked him, I said, do you think it might be because I've smoked pot for 30 years? His reply to me, very wonderfully put, was, how would we know? We can't do any research. Okay, I said, hey, that's a really good point, Doc. I agree with you. You know, now what are we going to do about that? Well, I can't do anything because I put my, job and reputation on the line. Okay, here we go to another point. Why is it that people have to feel that they can lose their job, lose their home, lose their family because they're trying to take care of themselves, whether medically or recreationally? Because understand, when we talk about recreationally, we have people like Michael Phelps. Excuse me, nobody in the world can swim like this man at this point in time in our lives, and yet when he decides he wants to relax, you want to make fun of him. You want to accuse him of not being a good role model. Excuse me, the man went from one Olympics where he was drinking, and I think drinking and driving, to sitting at home and smoking a bong and staying at home and not having any problems. And you pick on him in both instances. To me, I see growth. I'm really sad, though, that Michael didn't stand up and say exactly that. When you can do what I can do, then you can tell me that I can't relax the way I want to relax. Talking about athletes and sports figures, Ricky Williams. Ricky, you're my hero. You have been my hero since you stood up and said, this is my sacrament. And I did not think any less of you when you turned about on that and ended up going to Canadian football just to show people how you could still overcome adversity. I believe that you broke your leg or something along those lines and still recovered, and then came back to the NFL where you helped the Miami Dolphins pull their remarkable turnaround, and I honor you. I just want you to know that. Robert Parrish, the people in Portland, Damon Stoudemire and others, you know, if you do herb and then you have problems either at your workplace or at home, it's not the marijuana that's the problem. You had the problems beforehand and you had the problems after you started smoking. The thing is that it's a convenient excuse and it really needs to change. A mistake is a mistake, whether you're stoned or you're straight. And understand, for me, one of the most interesting things is all the people at the top of the governmental chain, that is from Washington, D.C., right on through Oregon, all claim to be either Christian or straight, just a little drink now and then people So you should be able to think real clearly, right? Then why are we in the situations that we're in now? Because all the people, a lot of the people who get stoned see exactly what's going on. And when I say stoned, I don't mean stoned like a degenerate. I mean stoned like being in touch with yourself so you're not running around like a rat in a maze. I'm talking about somebody who can slow down enough to see that they need to work on some things in themselves in order to be in touch with what's going on around them. That's not going to happen when you're traveling at hyperspeed, which most people are used to because that's what they do.
Now this is what I call medicine.